like have more arrows actually going in different directions, because there's no left arrow in any of this. I have the arrow that goes to the left. You go up and over, and you can repeatedly go into it, I guess. So I gotta map these into these in a good way, and this isn't super tiny. So I don't think I want this to be slotted into this, because this can be a complete level on its own. So this should be tagged onto the end of some of these. So, I mean, so now I do still have to. But yeah, some of these can be stuff on their own. And I could design new, like, more these potential, like, other level things. But I think actually we have enough levels. We have, like, quite a few levels that I think I may be fine with that. All of these assume the kind of level starts. Oh yeah, I forgot that I put that into there, but I guess that's fine. So that down there. Okay. So... But again, yeah, some of these can be levels on their own, and that could technically be fine. Why is there a random block out here? You know, I'm going to leave it, because it can be. So is there... So this... Oh, this is almost two... Even though this is short, this is kind of like two things, where it's dealing with this going up and down as you deal with some enemies, and then you have to deal with these. So this feels like two things that happen. So I think I'm more fine to say this can just be a short level... Short but tough level, and have that be, yeah, have that be like all that is. Because not all the levels have to be long. I'm allowed to have short levels. I just want to be, I guess, careful not having too many. But again, if the level's hard, I guess I could also look at that angle. Are any of these levels, am I considering them to be so difficult that that's all they should be? These ones are kind of stupid easy. These ones are harder. But if they're hard and you go into the arrow maze, then if you die to the arrow maze, then like that's maybe a bit more annoying. No, sorry. Okay, I say that. Other than this, you will not die to the arrow maze actually. So never mind. This thing you can die to. This thing you can die to. So. Okay, this is complete. So let me just like move this out of the way. Into this, like, these are complete levels, and now I'm gonna slot in somewhere. I've got a. So I think the only way I can really reasonably, or the only way I should be doing this is like. Actually, wait. This is your enemies chasing you up. You go into the springs, and that doesn't matter. If this matched with this, then you'd have to worry about this enemy following you into the arrow maze. So that's a problem. I think maybe I matched these two up. Nah. Yeah. Maybe I can do this. Oh, don't delete the background, please. Yeah, how about I just do this and then let this be the level. So this is like two decently hard parts, but they're not the hardest thing. Actually, even this part isn't that hard. It's just more teaching you that a thing can happen. I mean, if I really wanted, I could then follow, like, spring and then fire so that the player springs over it and then the player dies. But no, I think I'll let this happen because then he will just fall to his death, and that's okay. And then that's also another thing that's showing, like, hey, enemies can be led off into holes. Just reinforce that idea, I guess. So this goes over here. So I say this is a complete level, but this needs to be later than, like, spring. So this shouldn't be the level following this, probably. But this should probably be... No, it'd be fine to be after springs and walls. Okay. Slowly getting there. This is kind of fun. I don't know how fun it is to watch, but I'm slightly enjoying it. Just having to like figure out how to weave together these sort of level chunks. It's being mildly interesting, and good that I'm not having to like design a whole bunch more. Even though I hypothetically could. It's all right. These are fine to mix together. So I guess another thing though is like, is there anything where it's like a sort of requirement? Have I had a level with the turning arrows yet? Nothing confirmed, which means that... But I think the turning arrows aren't that hard to get of a concept. Once you figure out how the normal arrows work, just seeing like, hey, this is an arrow that turns, like, isn't that bad. So, like, I think. So the levels with turning arrows are blah, blah, blah. So in theory, this is a reasonably hard level. But this should still be... Yeah, should it be after it? Maybe not. No, this might be fine to be before this. Yeah, because this is specifically timing to go at the right time. This is leading an enemy into it. It doesn't matter that much. Because deciding like what the order of some of these chunks will maybe help me figure out the order they should go in here. Oh, well, wait, hold. Oh no. No, this should be with this. Because I said this is hard. This is hard. This is super easy. This is like, I mean, maze. Like, oh, how do I figure out the maze? But it's not like something you're likely to die to. So I think it actually should be the case. Oops. This should go after this. And then this can just be the going up here. Yeah, and we'll say that that's how this lines up. We'll do like one of these just for funsies. How'd you lose those? No. Just more kind of turning around things. Okay. So blah, 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 that goes into this, and then the goal can be up at the top of that. Okay. You get spit out there, so the goal being there is fine. Okay. Yep, we'll hope that maze is still intact. That's a level, and I'm fine with that being, could be around here, frankly. Well, this is leading enemy into fire, being after this. I did say I actually wanted these to be close, but not super far apart. And I have introduced arrows being a thing. So do I want showing the arrows are a thing and then immediately having the arrow maze? I guess that's not the worst thing. It's probably fine. And I don't think I want this just yet. This, going through the arrow maze is like a little bit of like, you have to be able to kind of control good. And then this is like the reinforcing it. I'm fine with not having this level too early, because by the time this level happens, I want the player to have a decent handle on not overshooting or like turning too early. So yeah, I'm fine with that being where that is, I think. Just move you down a bit and then move you also. Next, so next we got these four so-called complete levels, and even then, because we have these, I could have this be a little bit earlier and then have one of these be after it. Do any of these levels work to be after that? Maybe this. This is like move, or you know, in this. Well, I mean, okay, this isn't frankly actually that hard. Maybe this part's a little tricky, but it's not that hard. This is, but because again, not having all of the, well, actually, okay, I was going to say not having all of the big enemy levels back to back, but I don't know if I want to necessarily be like thing, like big enemy, something else, big enemy, something else, or big enemy, something else, big enemy, something else, big enemy, and then I don't know if that's too formulaic or whatever, but not that I don't think it matters that much. This should be a very early level of that you can lead an enemy around, and then the more complicated spring thing. So actually, this should actually be before some of these. You see an enemy die to those, and then you're taught that you can spring over enemies, and then blah. But then you don't. I think. Oh, wait. Oh, did you lose the bottom half of your walls? Yes, you did. Not walls, but the holes. I think I'm fine with this being after. So there's like a one level break from the arrows, I guess. Okay. Ba. And then you, and then I gotta figure out. So now I basically just gotta figure out where to, which of these is gonna get this. Which of these levels do I consider to be harder? This you start here. You just go over. This might be hard if you don't conceptually understand how these arrows work. Having this be after then maybe has the more cohesion of like, hey, arrow-based thing and then another arrow-based thing. Or on the other hand, you deal with this and then go over here, and then you get slightly more training on how these arrows work and timing them to go into stuff or not go into stuff, and then you get this just on its own. Deciding. I don't think I want that at the end of this. And this is like also hard. Or that either. I could have this be down here after this bit. But then that means that both of these are just ending with goals, and like I don't know if I really want that. I feel like Yeah, actually, no. I feel like I'd rather... This is like, oh, 2 enemies coming at you, you deal with them, and then you just get to go to the goal. I think I'm fine with this being the shorter level, because it feels more hard just because of the fact that there's 2 enemies. This just being 1, you lead it over, and then you go down, and then you're good. Although, I'm just realizing, though, that the enemy does need to die. I want it to be that the enemy needs to die to this stuff, which then works perfectly with this, because you have to wait to time this to go over, and that could lead more time for the enemy to come and kill you if you haven't timed it right. So do I turn this have to be straight line going down? I'm gonna do this, let it be like 1 more deep, and then let it stay being to the left as it currently is. Left to the right is the word I wanted to say. Okay, and then it could be like walls, and then it right becomes no walls just because. So this can launch you over, and then I was thinking that the goal would go here because it can and has this kind of that wrapping around that's a little bit interesting. Yeah, because you have to go spring up over. Yeah. Okay, and then that means that that means I have all the level chunks sort of combined, which is cool. Yeah, that can be just straight up, it's fine. I mean, if I'm worried about this level being slightly short, I'm gonna just lengthen it the tiniest, like, extra steps. And you're gonna curve around this way. Well, actually, is that a problem? Because I want you to have to kill these enemies before you go up and over, but you know what? It's fine, it's fine. If you do manage to jabate them and get all the way around there, then, like, fine, I guess. This shouldn't need these, but I'll put it anyway. Just that a few extra turns means the level feels ever so slightly bigger, I guess. Okay, so now I just gotta figure out these 5 levels, the order compared to these, and then going into this stuff with the big enemies. Which, first question before I do any of putting this in here, is there any of these where I want to, like, do I want anything between the first level where we introduce that big enemies thing? This isn't really like a big enemy level, because you go in, go down, learn that the big enemy can die, and then you go up and effectively do what's another small level that has nothing to do with them. So I almost say that this is fine enough to count as an in-between before going into more big enemies, I guess. I think I'm fine with that, conceptually. And so yeah, some of these are a lot smaller than others. So how about, before I even look at this, let me just rank conceptually. How do these levels rank, just looking at these levels, are there any that needs to be before other ones? I want this before this, just because this has boulder, this has boulders. With a level in between, probably. This isn't like that hard of a level, it's just like, whoa, you're running away, and then you use the springs, and you're using just a few of the different level mechanics that are there. I don't know if I want this late, though, because this I don't think is that hard of a level. I don't know if I want that. I keep pushing it down further and further. Like, I don't know. But I mean, it can be fine. Like, it doesn't need to be a steady difficulty increase. It can be like, here's just a level that's like, here's like a bit of, it's a little bit different, but like, it's not that hard, but like, it's different. These are 2 levels that are just about kill the enemy in different ways. So I don't know if I want, actually, these 3 levels are basically just kill the enemies in different ways. So, I definitely want this level to be after this one, I think. So this is one that has the falling boulders. Any of these have the falling boulders? This one does. So because of that, just to have that more separation, I'm going to say this one is not allowed to be immediately before this one, which I think was fine because I said this one I want to be before this one anyway. So I guess it's looking like, yeah, I can have a non-enemy level before introducing the big guy. This feels like a climactic thing for the regular enemies, I guess. What's the last thing here? This was... Oh, okay, right. So this is... Oh, whoa. Wait, let me zoom in, please. This is like the first having to lead an enemy into something, followed by a level with no enemies. That should then be followed by... The next level should be a... Wait, where's the... Didn't I... I guess what do I consider to be harder? I guess this one, because then it gets to have more stuff. I don't need to think that hard about it. Like, at this point, it doesn't matter that much, I think, which levels are before what. Although, okay, I mean, I say that. I think this level's gonna go before this one, because... Oh, interesting, I heard this also had a... Oh, right, this one's right, this one's the introduction to the falling boulders, kind of, in general. Yeah, that before that, and then is this gonna be immediately after? I guess so. And then we were done, unless I want to do any reordering, potentially. Okay, leading into that, and then this is having to lead them around, while also dealing with these boulders, and then dealing with more of the falling rocks after just seeing them there, since kind of doubling down on how they work. Okay, and then you go into this where it's just a chase. It's like, whoa. Get away, and then they launch on top, and then, like, that's fine. This needs to be after this, preferably, which it's a few levels after, so that's fine. Then we got the, like, a break from enemies. You're just dealing with these hazards, and, like, that's... Do the conga line, and, like, that's fine. Then, big enemy, but then mostly it's just dealing with more of these boulders. That's a lot of... do I want to space out the two boulder things just a little bit? Or even do I want to, like, reorder having this one? I don't know. So that's this, and then well, and then dealing with it. What just happened? The stream went down for a second. I just glanced over as that happened. Is everything good? First time that's happened since I've been back. I'm just gonna wait a second just to confirm. Seems to be back now. I'll pull up my stream on my phone. Ended. Or not. Like, or if it just cuts out completely. I don't know. Oh, okay. Maybe coming back. Possibly. Weird. Super weird. I don't usually have internet cut out often. Oh, we might be back. We back? Potentially. Looks like it. Okay, so I don't know what happened there, and we're gonna hope that it doesn't happen again. I guess I'll... Are you... Okay. I mean, I do want to end things off soon. We are half an hour past when I was hoping to initially end. But, like, yeah, that's okay. We'll yeah, try to wrap things up soon. So, first thing I'm gonna do is this, like, move down a little bit more. Okay, so we have a potential final level order. I'm just double checking, like, is there anything I want to reorder? So just to comprehend what the player's gonna go through in this prototype version of this game. We have 18 levels, that's fine. If it was like 17, that'd be more like, oh no, do we make one more? But 18, it's an even number. Then like the real thing we'll maybe have a couple more, and then we can get to like 20 or like it was 25 or something. So, simple, like, moving around, basically nothing, that's okay. Move around some holes and walls. Launch over... Oh, no. You start here, yes. Go around some fire. Hey, fire can kill you, that's just a thing. Hey, springs, they launch you forward 2 blocks. If you go to the side, you'll die, don't do that. So there's both springs exist and springs launch you over stuff that's wrapped in one. For the funsies, I was thinking that what if I just real quick, because springs might be a fun gameplay mechanic. How about I just have a little area between that's just like a big playground where you can't really like have this like open area and just put a couple springs so the player can just like effectively bounce around. And then I can do this. I don't know. Just might be fun to be like, hey, put it where like no matter where you are, no matter what. I could have one. I want at least like maybe like 3, but no matter where the spring is, it won't kill you. Okay, I'll do this, but then I'll build more. To yeah. When you move out of here, you'll see this spring. Ideally, you'll touch the spring and not, and you are just going past, hey, this is a hazard. Hopefully you don't, the player doesn't think that this is, oh, it's acid or something. I mean, if they do, forcing them to use it in this hallway, I guess is good. And they'll know, oh, hey, that was something that was fine. Actually, because of that, I might quickly force... Quickly have at least one that's, like, forced. Maybe here. Yeah. Force that one exists, and then you immediately launch into another one. Like, bounce, bounce. Well, if you move the wrong way here, then you'll die. If I do that, then I'm just going to quickly, I guess, have to just modify you, and you do that. Also, the fact that it makes this level longer, I guess, is good. Although, it just, like, a Playground of Springs could have been its own whole level, but yeah, it's fine. Okay. Just need to get the holes in here. Okay. So with that being said, so just have like, well, yeah, here's just some springs, because fun. But then they won't kill you, so like, yeah, that's fine. And then here, just, hey, the springs can launch you over fire, although I guess you would learn that from here. Let me put these forward, both forward one, and then like, put a wall here, because, sure. I could put another fire, but whatever, it's fine. Bounce. So then yeah, all directions are safe. You could go back if you wanted to. That's fine. Then hey, look, there's some things. Play around with it, and then go, and then goal. And then next level is hey, enemies are a thing, and enemies will die to fire. And then hey, boulders are a thing. Don't die to the boulders. Next level. Hey, here's an enemy, but you launch over the spring, and now the enemy's chasing you. But as long as you get over here, you're fine. Another thing that's just a little bit of a level lengthener, while also I think being like not that bad. I think it's being fine to do is just to make sure, because the way that I believe I've timed this, the enemy will be one square behind the player or maybe a couple. So I'm just gonna put a couple springs. They go bounce, 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 and then they gotta go that way. Oh, that's then interesting on this. They go from a bounce into having to go that way to not like die, I guess. Well, if they go up, it's fine. Or there's a little bit of a safety net because it's an earlier level. But the point, the thing that we're trying to teach here is, hey, if you change directions while on a spring, yeah, that'll happen. Actually, think I want, yeah, we can just have the springs can bounce on springs. That we also can teach, I guess. But just don't move to the sides or else you will fall and die. This is just a matter of turning at the right time. Then boo boo boo. Hey, arrows exist. Move around these arrows that in this context don't really matter. They're not that dangerous. But it's an early level, so it's fine. Then here it's like, hey, there's an enemy. Lead it around and then go up. Go on this like case of like a bunch of springs where you gotta just find kind of the it's a little bit of a maze where you basically gotta go like up, over, up, that you can go all the way down here, and yeah, but that's not the way we want it to go. So this isn't super hard. It just looks like, whoa, what the heck's going on? And then we go into, you're here, dodge the fire. Hey, an enemy's coming at you. Lead him into the fire. And then go up, do the arrow maze, and that's just, yep, that's a thing that exists that we go through. And then we go into this where it's like, okay, we're gonna make sure that you're really good at that you conquered moving. Like you aren't gonna turn early and you aren't gonna turn too late, but still with a little bit of safety netness. We're also, this is introducing that, hey, springs can launch you on walls, and then you're in this elevated wall state, so have fun with that being a thing. Okay, then next is, you start about here. Hey, there's an enemy coming at you. Go down here. Hey, remember arrows? Well, what if they turned every 2 turns? So then you either go at the wrong time and you die, or you kind of time it and you go through at the right time. With the way that we kind of set it up, if you go over, down, wait to time it, and then go, that perfectly leads into the enemy happening to go into the arrow at the wrong time and then dying, so you shouldn't really be dealing with an enemy down here, but if you are, then you can loop around and kind of go back through a few times and try to finagle it and time it to have the enemy. So you go through at the right time, but the enemy doesn't. So, like, that's fine. That kind of has options. But. And then you go down here, and then if there's an enemy following you, then it'll get you before you can do this little puzzle. But the idea is, like, you want to wait here, hit your head on the wall here a few times, wait for the arrow to be turned the right way so that you launch on the spring, land on the arrow, and go up. That you don't go to this at the wrong time. This is the introduction to the falling things, then. I don't know if I like that too much. think I might swap these two. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't have like a dedicated proper like here's an introduction to the falling things. But that might be okay. I think I'm still just gonna I'm just gonna do this and like that's fine. I'd rather, which I think in. And this level's short, like hard but short. This level's a little bit longer, but like you gotta like, yeah. This is like basically this. You gotta lead enemies into the hole. But if you basically just keep wrapping around, then it kind of works itself out, so it's fine. This is like, you have to actually kind of know what you're doing to lead him around the right way to lead him to this. So I can see this being harder than this, I guess. And then this is just like, hey, turning arrows exist. Well, turning arrows aren't exist, but this is like go off the turning arrow at the right time because of a spring, so I guess that's okay. Then this is lead the enemies around a bunch in a circle. Oh wait, is that the introduction to the boulders? No, we had a boulder level early, right? Where's the... Yeah, no, we had the boulder level early, so that's fine. This is, I guess it's finally... Yeah, there's another one. Boulder, go around a couple times, lead the enemies into the boulder, and then go over here and just... wait, is this really harder than this? This is like, you have to do it twice, so I guess that's... fine. Might swap those. And then there's the other boulder level there. I might actually, yeah, because of... Actually, I think because of the boulder, so they're a bit more separated. I might... Yeah, not sure how I feel about this, but I think, yeah, I think I'm gonna swap these two. But then... This is like 3 relatively short levels. I consider this to be like a long level. I might also swap these two then. Because, whoa. Just because of the sort of level lengths, and yeah. And then there's just a bit more separation between, yeah. So lead enemy into this, lead enemy into this, lead enemy into this. Yeah, yeah, a bit more of that separation. Breaking it apart a little bit. So, and then, oh, mouse, where'd you go? Then up here, it's the chase. Run away, and then you do that. You want to separate that even further? Have one of these. For now, it's fine. Run away, and then go there, and then here, then just follow the conga line. That's not super hard, but it's like, yeah, fine, like, well, These are conceptually similar, actually. This is move away, like, go down the path. You can't mess up too much, or these guys will get you. This is move down the path. If you mess too many times, then the boulders will get you. Because of that, I'm almost more inclined to swap them. Do I know? I don't know how I feel about, like, having... This is, like, the big climactic, like, hey, there's a bunch of enemies chasing you, get away. But it's not actually that hard, I guess. It's just follow the path, as I said. Whereas this is... You know, lead the enemy into the arrows, but then go... But this also doesn't feel that hard. Is this harder? I'm being indecisive with my level order, but... Okay, let's just say that, like, let's say I don't change this for now, because maybe it's not that different. And you have this, and you do that, and, like, I guess down here is a little bit difficult, so, like, that's fine. And then you have, hey, there's a big enemy, you kill it, but then now also go through this, like, harder chunk of dealing with, the dropping, boulder things. And then you have, this is almost like a second chase with some springs and just dealing with the big enemies, so, like, that's fine. Then here is round 2 at the wall thing, but like less room for error, and then just lots of enemies because it just looks visually cool. Then this is get to the other side and like go around all these, and then there's more springs and stuff. And then we have just the colossal mess of all of that as a finale. Okay. I'm unsure if there's some more that I want to swap, but like I'm worried that I'm gonna like swap things and then regret like, oh no, maybe I shouldn't have swapped them. But like I guess it probably won't matter that much. I just want to make sure that like if I have like easy level followed by a hard level, is that like a problem? But these are like hard in different aspects. I'm also trying to like separate certain mechanics that they're like, you know, it's fresh. It's not like, oh, it's been, you know, a while since I've seen that thing. And also if I were to think of, yeah, if I consider, hey, no, if a player is finding a level to be quite difficult, like if this level is being really hard, like how do I? This is dealing with 2 enemies and this is dealing with 1. Why did I put this one after again? I had a reason for it. Because the boulder, it was to separate the boulder levels a little bit more, because otherwise they're 2 levels away. You know, this one doesn't have that much to do with the boulder, but it kind of does. I don't know if I want to push that down even further, though. I feel like I could endlessly go and like decide to swap stuff, but it probably does not matter that much. It is probably fine. And if this level is a little bit easier than this level, it's like it has some different mechanics, so like it's maybe fine to be like, oh, it's different. Like not every level has to be super hard. And I think I might be saying this level is like I think that this level is like a visual, like, hey, enemy's chasing you, like, whoa, that's kind of cool. But it's not super hard of a level. That's not entirely true. Like the fact that you have to like go here and then launch to the side and then up and over. Like I guess it's maybe this level might be a little bit trickier than I'm giving it credit for. Same with this, especially this level because of this chunk in the middle that you got to move around properly. Yeah, okay. And again, if it's not actually that hard, then like it's okay that not each level has to be progressing in difficulty. It can be a bit of a up-down kind of a deal. Okay. So, I guess, okay, I can keep touching it, like, keep rearranging things, but I think for now, I think this is okay. Do I want to just, I guess, combine... well, okay, I'll put these, like, closer together. But if I put these in a big list like this, then I'd, like, extend the environment again. I don't want to bother doing that right now. So just move these closer together to be like, hey, this is our potential... final for this like demo thingy test level. Yeah. So da 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 da, and then da 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 da. The left, like whether this bottom one being on the left side versus the top of the right doesn't matter. I mean, wait. So I'm 18, so it could be 9 and 9. You know what? Golf rules. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This one's 9. Yeah, I consider this level to be a worthy halfway through the game level, I guess. I don't know. It's the test of have you mastered moving. So whatever, like yeah. And even like the level lengths, like yeah, some of them are shorter, some of them are longer, and I don't think that's the worst thing. So I guess I should just real quick test them all. So. Ooh, wait, the player wasn't... Okay, the player wasn't on, like, the bottom-most of that block, but that's okay with whatever. Yeah, whoa, moving's a thing. Whoa, whoa. You can move to the side? Whoa. Oh, no, I moved too far. Whoa, oh, no, I moved the wrong ways. Whoa. Whoa, holes in the center I gotta worry about? Whoa, this game is insane. It's crazy. Hey, what's that yellow thing? Oh no, I moved around it. Whoa. Yeah, okay. I have to remember that again. The person playing this game from the beginning, you know, like this is the very, very beginning. I have to like, yeah, assume that like, this is easy, like room for error to just then like get a grasp of the mechanics of like, okay, this is what's going on. It has to be easy. It's like, yeah. That's okay, and it also gives them time to just mess around. Like the fact that they can hit off of holes and not die, making sure that they understand that. So this is like it has a lot of things going around to just make sure that they've learned that lesson. Next is starting here. It is we went for 7 hours. Wow. Okay, crazy. Then this is like so one walls are a thing that right now don't really. They're not going to seem to do much different, but it's just, hey, it's another thing that you can hit against and not die. And it just helps it with the aesthetics of, like, it looking more like a jarbled mess, which is intentional. So then just moving around, yeah. just getting more of a hang of the movement with that just kind of stuff that you're going around in between. Now we have the first level with hazards. Yeah, and it's like, oh hey, they can actually kill you. So careful of that. You have to move around them. It's like, oh no, there's more. Don't mess this up. Whoa. And then Springs like, wow, what the heck is this? Is that a hazard? No, it wasn't a hazard. It didn't kill me. Like, whoa, that's cool. That's a thing that can happen. Whoa. And then here it's like, oh wait, it launches me overfire. That's cool to know. I want to go through all these right now. I am over time by like a lot. I don't think I have time to go through all these right. Like I will when I'm starting to like build the levels, I guess. You know what? Yeah, it's fine. I'll move the player here. So you know what? Okay, I'm just gonna assume that the levels are good and they're fine because when I make these into individual levels, it'll be super easy to swap the level order because then I just have to like rename the scenes and like you flip them around the build manager and then like ta-da. So I'm not gonna, I guess I won't worry about that too much right now. We're just gonna assume that this is fine. It's like, and I don't need to be, like, I was overthinking it a decent bit, but not like too much. But we can say that our game has levels now. Yeah. Oh, what? Okay. So I've just remembered something that I meant to say like hours ago. I was saying something. It's like, oh wait, something I wanted to bring up, but I'll bring it up after this, and then I just totally forgot to. I had kind of an idea for a name for this game. I'm not like settled on it, and like. This is like a small game. It's not gonna have some spectacular name. I had to think of something that like, you know, what do we do that like describes what's happening? Like, I was hoping the aesthetics would be like, even though it kind of looks like paper, it's like a crumbling tower of some kind, and you're going through the pages, kind of going through the floors of the tower. Like crumbling tower, that's not a good name. That says nothing about what the gameplay is. That could mean anything. It's like, okay, something about how you're in like a grid, or like that the movement is like if you just see a picture of this, you might think that, or like a picture of, you know, a level that has the enemies, you might think that it's like you're not moving, and only when you move, like you move and then enemies move, and you have time to like, you know, move around and like plan and stuff. When that's not the case, is like, okay, it's something about the fact that you can't plan, that you can't like, you know, you're always moving or whatever, like whatever. And anyway, so my train of thought basically led to just calling the game like No Time to Think or something like that, which is not, it's not a great name, but it's like, it can be a placeholder name until I come up with something better. So yeah, for now, I guess we're just gonna call this game No Time to Think. Because, I mean, okay, here, I guess, this is not a great showcase of that title, but like this, where it's like run away from the enemies and like follow the thing and like, oh, whoa, and all these guys. This level is the best showcase of that name. But yeah, so for now I think that's what we're gonna call it, and if I come up with something better, then I do. If I don't, then I don't. It's not the worst name in the world. But like says something about like the gameplay mechanics, I guess, and like, I don't know. Anywho, ideally something that actually had a name that had to do something with the fact that it's a grid as well, but I'm not creative enough yet for that. But anyways, okay, we're gonna, I think, cut things off for today. And then tomorrow, I think I'll be streaming tomorrow. I might be too busy, but and then the day after that, I should be fine. Whenever, so either today or it's past midnight, so I can say today, I guess, but no. Tomorrow or the next day, I should be streaming, and that'll be day 8 of the challenge. I do consider, I guess, the levels to be planned, so planned levels. Let's say that that's done. Next thing. Will be now building the levels, I guess. I'll correct that like after the stream. Yeah. So, well, actually, I can do this while I'm talking. Just like the day 7, gone. Day 8. This was supposed to be the last day of working on the game, and then day 9 would be just the publishing. But that's probably not going to happen, and like that's okay. So we're hoping to. Actually, I'm going to put this as 2 points. Building the levels just means getting each of those levels as they currently are in their own scenes. Step 2 of that is replace temp blocks with grid lines. So that's going to be its own thing that hopefully we get to. But, I mean, technically this isn't something that's needed to have a, like, the game runs with just the blue squares, but that's not the aesthetic that I wanted. I want it to be like an actual, you know, grid and stuff. So hopefully I'll do that. This is gonna be super tedious, so maybe I'll do it off stream, but like, I don't know. I'll have to see. Ideally, Ideally, though, I wait until after I've built the levels and then I've tested running through them all. Because once I've done this, it's harder to go back and, like, adjust the level boundaries. Which isn't, you know, great. I think for maybe the polished version or whatever, it would be nice to have that when I'm building the game, it does just stay looking like this. But then when when I go into play mode, it somehow replaces each of these for the grid lines. But, you know, it's not super bad on performance, so I don't know. But yeah, anywho, so I think that'll wrap it up for this stream, and then next time we'll go turning these into real levels and then start doing their replacing, and then the game can be in a technically done state. And if that is the case, then we can start on some of that polish that we wanted, like just some extra. Like one thing that we were hoping to have that hasn't really happened was that there would be extra grid tiles that, like, as you're going through, would be like breaking away, like this whole place is like crumbling. So maybe we can have like the starting level have some of that, would make it cooler. I did want initially the starting level would have like you're not moving at first, and then like a little like faint like arrows and like a WASD comes up on the side, and then once you press a button, then you start moving, and then you're always moving. Like that could be maybe we could try to get that in, but I mean I don't think we could get that to look good in the little bit of time we have. To be like some stylistic font. If the background is meant to be like old parchment paper, then like that would be the style of the thing. Maybe we could focus a little on like try round 2 at like lighting and post-processing and see if now we have some of this stuff in. Well, I mean, then there's also the blocks themselves. Replacing this with something that actually looks like a spring and isn't just a color. The fire was supposed to have actual like particle effects. The boulders actually looking like rolling instead of just having the player animation. But yeah, there's still a whole bunch of little bits of polish to be done, so I don't know. We'll assess. We'll get to the point where the game is technically complete, and then I can make the big list of every bit of polish that needs to be done, and then look at the most important ones, and then do those. Yeah. Okay. But this is good good progress we've made today in the 7 hours and 18 minutes we've been going at this. Yeah. Okay. So. I guess I should raid somebody because that's a thing that Twitch streamers do. According to the OBS, I don't know if this is partially because the stream like cut out. It says I only have 4 viewers, but I can see here there's like a lot more people, so I don't know how that do. So we're just gonna try raiding somebody and figure out who to raid. And if I had thing open, that would make this faster. Ooh, Odet Nerd. I know him. He's actually live. So you know what? He raided me way back when, and that was very, very cool. So you know, I mean, I'm not raiding back with, and we're close to the amount of viewers, but that's okay. So, but anyways, yeah, thank you all for watching. Anyone who's still here from like who's new, then yeah, extra thank you. Yeah, this is coming along cool, and I rambled about like where we're gonna be going after this. I'm looking forward to that. I have 3 Discord messages. Let me see if any of them are relevant to. No, they're not. The stream. So I'll look at that later. Any other last things I have to say? Well, I'm gonna go into desk raised pose with a lab coat to end things off in a cool manner. Whatever. Okay, so we're gonna. Okay. I'm gonna wait for the ad to do. Oh yeah, for when you go to a different tab, the ad stops going. Why? Okay, I'm gonna stop the music. Ha! It's funny that this is a circus-themed level. Ever since I started working on a circus-themed game, anything that's like circusy, I'm like, oh, hey, it's kind of relevant to thing I'm making. But yeah, we'll get back to that. Eventually. So, anyways, we'll end things off here, and then tomorrow we're gonna be building levels, like turning these into like actual levels, I guess, to make them fully functional, and then then we'll have a technically done game. So, yeah, hold on, let me start the bloop. If I do this, it doesn't cut away just yet. Yeah. So we'll see how many you'll do that. Oh, we're only down to 2. I don't know if I want to raid if there's only 2 people. No, I don't want to read with just 2 people. Well, raid with it, I'd rather raid with it's like a little bit more. But no, it's fine. Anyway, so but we'll call things off for right now, and then what's about I've already repeated saying this outro like 10 times. It's fine. So okay, what does anything up? Yeah. So that'll do it for this live stream. If you liked it, look forward to more. Thank you all so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you around. Every time I then gotta awkwardly go hit the stop streaming button. There's some way I could automate that, but I have my hands up when I'm saying that. If I could have, it'd be cool if I just had one button, get a Stream Deck thing or something like that, or whatever they're called. I know there's things you have additional buttons that do stuff, and then if it's automated to stop the stream, then it's easier to do that while looking at the camera. But anyways, all right, well I guess I'm going now. So bye.